going on, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Misfire. We are chilling in the office. This is the first episode since we went to our road trip in Tennessee, which that video will be coming up after this, because this is a very important video about a really big moment in the Daily Misfire world and some progress that we've been making, and it's awesome. So before I get into that, I just want to start off by saying that when I started this channel, 2 or 3 years ago, whenever I did that, all the YouTube and Instagram stuff, my biggest goal was to be able to not be sponsored or take, big huge promotions with, big corporate backing or anything like that, because I wanted to really keep it a personal relationship between you guys and me, and I really didn't want that whole just mess of, big huge companies like, Holly or Edelbrock to get in the way of that. Because, let's be honest. Who in their right mind likes free stuff? Free stuff, you always want to pay for things. You always want to pay for the expensive stuff. That's why you drop thousands of dollars on car parts. Because when people give you, free stuff, what does that tell you? Honestly, what does that tell you? Did you like this reference? If you like this reference, comment below what you think it is. Movies are awesome. Excellent. So, let's get into the actual reason for this entire episode. Let's thank FI Tech for being an awesome, just wicked company and allowing us to work with them and allowing me to be able to use their products in ways that I never thought I could possibly do that, and especially for them to give me an entire system as a sponsorship opportunity for myself. So, without further ado, I just want to thank FI Tech off the top of my head and from, the bottom of my heart for doing this and allowing me to help just grow in all facets of the car industry. This is just sick. So, before we get into this box, I just want to give my little testimony on how awesome FI Tech's been. I've dealt with them multiple times on tech issues, because all I've ever had before, because me being the poor college kid that I am, I never could afford a brand new system. Just even though it's like $1,000, $1,200, they're very affordable systems. I just could never afford them. So I always bought them used for $400 or $500. And the first one that I bought was a 400 horsepower system. I bought it like 4 years ago. I think kind of when we started this Instagram page. I bought it and I put it on the Nova, and it works great. And I've had it off and on the Nova probably the last 3 years, and it's every single time it's on there, it's just money. I bought a 600 horsepower system that the people said it had issues, and I put it on the car immediately, and it worked fine. And then the computer decided to call it quits. Which again, it was an old system. I think it was a Generation 2 system when I was talking to them about it. So it's like 5 or 6 year old system. But with that being said, it still worked fine right up to the part where it didn't. And when it didn't work, they told me that if I bought it brand new from them, they would have just warrantied the computer for free. But because I didn't, I had to buy the computer. But even then, it was $200 for the computer, and I did it myself. I replaced the computer myself. It took me all of 35 minutes to do. Super simple, and it works. And the 600 horsepower system worked fine when I put it back together. So it was just one of those things, super easy to do, super quick. And so all these things I've done with them and their systems, even used, they have great customer service, great tech support, and they're just a really cool company. They're SoCal based. All their stuff is tested in-house there. Every person there they have their own car shows, they work with POL, they work with some really cool companies too. So, and they work with some pretty cool social media guys. We gotta give props to them. They're just intelligent people. So, without further ado, I just wanted to say thank you to FI Tech for all the support that you guys have given the Instagram page and hopefully the YouTube channel as we get further along and progress a little bit better with it. And let's, without further ado, jump into the box here that I have. So this box right here, I had just opened it a little bit ago just to kind of check it out because I had to. But I hadn't opened it really since it came here 2 weeks ago before I left for Tennessee when we went. That'll be another video that you guys will see us going to Tennessee. But I haven't seen really what's inside this box. But I know what it is. So I requested this one specifically because of some plans that I have for a couple different vehicles and potentially what we're going to be doing with vehicles. So this is their gold Go EFI Classic Gold 650 horsepower system. The part number is 30020. I think it's less than $1,200 for this box and everything that comes in it. It is a really cool system. I will highlight the cool things about it right now, and I'll open it and kind of pull everything else out of it. But that way you guys don't really have to, go through all the boring stuff with me. So, first off, there's the O2 sensor bung that you strap into your exhaust system. Wiring harness. Instructions. And the cool part about this system, because it's the Classic, it's an externally mounted computer for it. So what that means, because a lot of the systems, they have that big huge brick on the front of them. Here's your brick. This is, you mount it anywhere in the car. I'm probably going to mount it somewhere underneath the dash. And depending on what my plans are, if this goes to the Nova first, it's just going to go, it's probably going to go in the glove box or under the glove box or somewhere like that. Where you don't see it. And then, as you'll see, it looks just like a carburetor. So, the system itself, if I just showed you this side right here, I don't know if you know if this is fuel injection. I don't think you would. It's a brass. It looks like an old gold anodized carburetor is what it looks like. And like you saw in the beginning, there's this plug right here, this one, and that one, and this plug is for all the injectors. And then there's the IAC and the TPS on the side. And those are the only controllers. They all come through here. Honestly, you can run it through a loom that looks like a heater hose, and you could look like it's a heater hose or some sort of vacuum line for the air cleaner or something. I mean, you can honestly run it to where it looks like a carburetor. Super clean, super polished. Not to knock on the earlier versions, but this one is a lot more finished than the last ones. In the first couple generations that I have, this one's a lot more polished. I mean, there's Allens, there's a lot of braided steel line. I mean, it's a really nice system. I'm really stoked with this one. So you can see the 4 barrels inside, and it has that double pumper action on it, which is super cool. It's drilled for both different kinds of intakes. You can see the spread bore, square bore. Really clean. I mean, you can totally tell they took a lot of time on this one. And it looks like a carburetor. I mean, with the air cleaner stuff on it, I don't know if you would know the difference, honestly. You'd have to really look at it to really see that it is a fuel injection system. But I mean, that's the whole point of this. So, super cool, super rad. The other cool thing about it is the controller that came with it. This one's a lot bigger than the other ones, and it has a rubberized coating on it, and the other ones didn't. It was more of a clear finish that it had. This one's more grippy. It feels a lot better, and the buttons on it are a lot more, they're rubber buttons instead of plastic, which are really nice. And then it also has a USB-C port that comes off of it that goes into the computer system, so that way when you're reading, it's not the goofy little pins that came into it before, which were fine. I mean, that's what they all ran before, but I just like the fact that now it's USB-C. And honestly, I like these way better than Holley systems, because Holleys are hard mounted in, or it's that goofy little controller that's that big. I mean, and it's it's weird. It's all touchscreen. It's kind of goofy. If you have a Holley system and like it, I'm not knocking on them. I'm used to the FI Tech where they have the buttons and then it's a touchscreen too. And that one, the fact now it's bigger, I mean, I have a big, huge phone too, so, I mean, this is my phone, so I'm used to having bigger controllers and stuff, and so having that is really cool. Info on this. So this is a 650 horsepower retro system is what they're calling this one. It's their classic. It is not power router, which I think they have a power router classic too. This one is not. And honestly, I'm okay with that. With what I'm going to be doing with the car, if I'm going to run any kind of power router, it's going to be a wet nitrous system, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to run like a carburetor. So, and I'll manage it as you would a carburetor. So, this is going to be really cool because you can run EFI, or you can run E85 or regular gas. I'm just going to run regular gas in it more than likely. But I'm debating on what to do with it right now, because originally it was going to go on the Nova, but with the fact that the Nova currently has a 283 in it, and it's not going to be driving in Tennessee, it's not going to be making that 2,600 mile drive, it's going to be getting hauled on a car hauler. This might go on my truck. So this might go on my truck at first and then go into the Nova, because the truck is a 62C30 that has a 350 with a turbo 350 in it, and it most likely will be driving 2,600 miles. So it'll be interesting to see what this would do on that car. I have the rest of the system to work with this from the prior systems I have in the Nova. I'm going to reuse everything I had originally in the Nova because it'll be okay for what we're doing in the truck. I have the Edelbrock sump pump and a mechanical fuel pump to feed this. And that'll be fine because I'm not drag racing. We're not going to be doing full throttle, wide open stuff all the time in the truck because it's a tow vehicle. It's a 1-ton Chevy truck. I'm not going to be going wide open throttle. So it'll be really interesting to see with this how good a mileage I can get. And then it'll be, honestly, this thing might get tested more than any other classic system out there because it's going to get ran potentially on a C30 1-ton Chevy truck, 2,600 miles, and then in about a year or two, I'm going to pull it off, put it on the Nova, and we're going to go try to run 12s. So, I mean, it's going to have that full spectrum of economy, efficiency in a truck, and the power and torque capability in a truck. And then it'll have the turnaround into a hot rod, race car mode for it. And it having the ability to go drag racing and be competitive and consistent. So I've always had consistency with FI Tech. They're different than a carburetor, so you have to account for that and the way air works and stuff with the EFI versus a carburetor. Like carburetors, they just put a bunch of fuel in and you're going to go faster as the night goes on. And these, you kind of have to understand that you're not going to go faster as the night goes on. You might go slower even because they're managing fuel and stuff. So they're just different, which is cool. It's all different things, and Edelbrock run a little bit slower than these. Holly's run a little bit better. We know that, but with this one, we might not. This one's is a brand new system. All my old systems, they're like I said, they're over. I know the newest one I have might be 3 years old at the newest. It's probably 4 or 5, honestly. So having this system is going to be a brand new, eye-opening experience for me. And I am super excited to be working with them and working with FI Tech with this one in the next couple months. Put that on the truck, more than likely, because, like I said, at this point I'm like 80% certain it's going to go on my C30 because the Nova is my daily driver right now, but it has the 400 horsepower system on it right now. But that truck is either going to get the 600 or that one, and it just makes more sense to get the newer one because it's going to have a lot more learned technology in it. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. This kind of went a little bit longer than I intended it to go, but that is totally cool. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please go check out FI Tech. I'll link a couple of their systems that I'm using right now below, so you can go look at them. And this one too. So, and I'm not getting paid for any of it. I'm not getting any kind of kickback or anything. It's just me being helpful and you guys and seeing the products that I'm using right now. So that's kind of what all this is going to be about. And I got stickers. So with that being said, I'll give you a quick little rundown on the next couple of videos that we're going to be doing. The next one that you're going to see after this one is going to be our Tennessee video. And then after that one, it's going to be a giveaway. So because I still haven't done the 10,000 subscribe or followers giveaway on Instagram yet, which I need to do that. I just haven't been able to have the time to do it. So now we're going to really do it, and you might even get a couple of FiTech stickers with it too. So with that being said, I'll stop saying that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.